Alaska is not just a cruise. It's a test of what kind of traveler you really are. Some people want glaciers so blue they look photoshopped, towering walls of ancient ice that calve into the sea with thunderous cracks. Some want wildlife encounters, grizzly bears fishing for salmon, breaching humpback whales, bald eagles perched majestically overhead, and sea otters floating lazily on their backs. Others crave adventure. Fresh-caught seafood served within hours of being pulled from pristine waters, rich indigenous culture, or simply a peaceful escape into a land that feels untouched by time and modern chaos. And yes, some people just want a warm solarium and a latte while pretending they know what a fjord is. And you know what? That's completely fine too. Whatever kind of traveler you are, choosing the right Alaska cruise matters more here than almost any other destination in the world, because the ship you pick completely transforms your experience. A budget ship with poor viewing areas can turn a glacier day into a frustrating crowd of people jostling for position. But the right ship, with thoughtful design and heated outdoor spaces, can make you feel like you have a front row seat to nature's greatest show. Today, we're counting down the top 10 Alaska cruises for 2025 and 2026, ranked from good to absolutely exceptional, using itinerary strength, ship design, scenic viewing spaces, value for money, food quality, family friendliness, cultural immersion, enrichment programming, and overall Alaska immersion as our criteria. And yes, I'll be giving you a bonus tip halfway through the video that can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars on your Alaska cruise booking. Stay tuned for that. But for now, grab your parka, pour yourself something warm, and let's get into the countdown.
Number 10. Carnival Luminosa. Carnival Luminosa opens our list with a surprisingly strong mix of value, warmth, and scenic charm that often gets overlooked by travelers who assume Carnival can't compete in Alaska. This ship isn't the biggest in Alaska's waters, but its mid-size footprint of just under 3,000 passengers makes it ideal for people who want great views without feeling overwhelmed by massive crowds fighting for deck space during glacier approaches. Luminosa carries a cozy, colorful personality that blends Carnival's energetic, party-ready vibe with elegant touches from the ship's Italian heritage during her earlier life sailing with Costa Cruises. You'll notice European design influences throughout the ship, from the curved staircases to the sophisticated color palettes that feel slightly more refined than Carnival's newer builds. One of the first things you notice on board is the atmosphere. It's casual, lively, and genuinely friendly, making it an excellent match for first-time Alaska cruisers or families watching their budget who still want a memorable vacation. The demographic skews younger than luxury lines, with plenty of families, couples in their 30s and 40s, and multi-generational groups who appreciate the relaxed dress code and unpretentious vibe. Even though the ship doesn't have every Carnival staple like Guy's Burgers or the Waterworks Aqua Park, it does offer excellent dining options, including specialty steakhouses, where you can enjoy a perfectly cooked ribeye while watching icebergs drift past your window. The vibrant bars create social hubs throughout the ship, and the relaxed pool area features a retractable sky dome roof. This dome becomes a real lifesaver on colder glacier days when wind and mist roll through. You stay warm and dry while still having open views of the surrounding wilderness. Luminosa typically sails 7-day round-trip itineraries from Seattle, which is convenient for West Coast travelers who don't want to fly to Vancouver or Seward. Her itineraries include classic ports like Juneau, where you can take the Mount Roberts tramway for stunning city views, Ketchikan, known as the salmon capital of the world with its colorful Creek Street district, and Skagway, a gold rush town frozen in time with historic buildings and the famous White Pass Railway. Many sailings feature scenic cruising through Tracy Arm Fjord, which is one of the most dramatic glacier corridors in all of Alaska. This narrow passage winds between towering granite cliffs, past waterfalls cascading hundreds of feet, and terminates at either Sawyer Glacier or South Sawyer Glacier, both of which regularly calve massive chunks of ice into the fjord below. The ship slows to a crawl during this approach, giving everyone ample time to photograph and absorb the otherworldly landscape. Carnival doesn't pretend to be a luxury line, and they don't try to manufacture a refined atmosphere that doesn't match their brand. But what they do offer is a cheerful, scenic, and surprisingly comfortable way to see Alaska without breaking the bank. For young families, first-time cruisers, or budget-conscious travelers who prioritize experience over elegance, Luminosa delivers solid value. That honest, accessible approach earns it the number 10 spot on our list. Number 9. Disney Wonder. If you ever want to see children run full speed toward Mickey Mouse wearing an Alaska parka and rubber boots, this is where you go. Disney Wonder is the ship that reminds everyone that Alaska can be magical in a very literal, pixie-dusted way. But despite its reputation as a family-focused line, Disney is absolutely not just for kids. Yes, families love it and the entertainment rivals Broadway in quality, but adults, especially those traveling without children, often walk away impressed by how refined, immaculately run, and thoughtfully designed the entire operation truly is. When you sail on Disney Wonder, you experience rotational dining, a signature Disney concept where you rotate through 3 beautifully themed restaurants over the course of your cruise, with your servers moving with you each night. This creates a wonderfully personal feel, as your waitstaff learns your preferences, remembers your drink orders, and often forms genuine connections with your family. It's the kind of service detail that transforms dining from a functional necessity into a highlight of the day. Animator's Palette brings animation to life around you, with screens displaying classic Disney sketches that gradually fill with color as your meal progresses. On select nights, Crush from Finding Nemo appears on screen and has real-time conversations with guests through impressive animation technology. Triton's offers an elegant underwater theme inspired by The Little Mermaid, with soft lighting and sophisticated French-inspired cuisine. And Tiana's Place gives you New Orleans flair with live jazz performances, Cajun-inspired dishes like jambalaya and gumbo, and servers who occasionally break into choreographed dance numbers. All the while, the ship quietly maintains a premium feel that surprises travelers who assume Disney is only about character breakfasts and kids running wild. Disney's Alaska itineraries are well-crafted and scenic, typically sailing round-trip from Vancouver with stops in Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, and either Tracy Arm Fjord or Dawes Glacier for dramatic ice viewing. The line's shore excursions are family-friendly but not dumbed down, offering glacier hiking, wildlife viewing by float plane, salmon bakes, and cultural experiences with local indigenous communities. It's not a cheap option. In fact, Disney Wonder is consistently one of the pricier choices on this list, often commanding premium rates even compared to luxury lines. But it offers one of the most memorable Alaska vacations for multi-generational families, with service that anticipates needs before you voice them, and an attention to detail that extends to every corner of the ship. For families willing to invest in creating magical memories, Disney Wonder earns the number 9 position on our ranking.
Number 8. Serenade of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. Serenade of the Seas is the kind of ship that quietly wins you over, without flashy gimmicks or over-the-top marketing. She may not be the newest or most Instagram-worthy ship in Royal Caribbean's Alaska fleet, but she was purpose-designed with scenic cruising in mind, and that intentional design philosophy pays dividends in Alaska's dramatic landscapes. Built as part of Royal Caribbean's Radiance class in 2003, Serenade features nearly 70% more glass than earlier Royal Caribbean vessels. Nearly every public space showcases panoramic windows, glass walls, or outward-facing lounges that make the inside passage in glacier days feel even more intimate and dramatic. The Viking Crown Lounge wraps around the ship's funnel high above the water, offering 360-degree views. The Windjammer Buffet is surrounded by windows, so even casual breakfast becomes a scenic experience. And the Centrum Atrium features glass elevators and walls that bring natural light flooding into the ship's core. This Radiance-class ship offers a smart mix of comfort and manageable size, carrying approximately 2,500 passengers at double occupancy. She's large enough to have multiple dining choices, beautiful lounges, great bars like the R-Bar and the Viking Crown Lounge, and a calm adults-only solarium with a retractable glass roof. Yet she's small enough that the onboard experience never feels chaotic or overwhelming. You're not walking a mile to get from your cabin to dinner, and you'll start recognizing faces after a day or two at sea, creating a more intimate community feeling. If you're the kind of traveler who wants a balance between organized activities and peaceful spaces for contemplation, Serenade hits that sweet spot perfectly. There's a rock climbing wall for the adventurous, a spa for the relaxation seekers, excellent production shows in the theater, and quiet reading nooks scattered throughout the ship. The itineraries are consistently strong, with 7-night northbound or southbound voyages that often visit Sitka, Alaska's original capital with rich Russian heritage and stunning Baranof Island scenery, Icy Strait Point, Alaska's largest privately owned tourism destination, offering authentic Tlingit culture and the world's longest zip line, Juneau, the only U.S. capital accessible only by sea or air, and Ketchikan, where salmon fishing and totem pole heritage dominate the culture. Scenic highlights vary between Tracy Arm Fjord with its twin Sawyer glaciers, the massive Hubbard Glacier, which is North America's largest tidewater glacier and still actively advancing, or Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier, depending on the specific sailing and weather conditions. Royal Caribbean also brings familiar favorites like Chops Grill Steakhouse, Giovanni's Table serving Italian comfort food family style, and the Schooner Bar with its piano sing-alongs, all of which feel especially cozy in Alaska, where warm, convivial spaces matter more than ever. Serenade of the Seas earns the number 8 spot for its excellent viewing areas that prioritize Alaska's landscapes, balanced onboard life that appeals to a wide range of travelers, and overall reliability as a ship that simply works well in this destination. She may not generate headlines, but she consistently delivers satisfied guests who return home with memory cards full of glacier photos and hearts full of Alaska's majesty. Number 7. Celebrity Solstice. Celebrity Solstice offers a premium but approachable experience, with a touch of modern elegance that fits beautifully with Alaska's natural grandeur. The ship has a clean, contemporary aesthetic that feels like a boutique hotel at sea, with excellent dining that rivals shoreside restaurants, and a relaxed environment that feels a clear step above mainstream lines, without entering the intimidating or stuffy territory that some luxury brands can project. Celebrity's design philosophy emphasizes what they call modern luxury, which translates to thoughtful touches throughout the vessel. The color palette leans towards soothing neutrals with pops of rich jewel tones. The art collection is curated rather than random. The cabins feature premium bedding, European-style duvets, and spot-inspired bathrooms with curved shower walls and rainfall showerheads. Even in inside cabins, the design doesn't feel cheap or afterthought. There's intentionality in every space. One of the most iconic spaces on this ship is the Lawn Club. Yes, an actual outdoor lawn with real living grass covering half an acre on the top deck. On glacier days, you can stake out a spot on this peaceful lawn area with provided blankets, grab hot cocoa or Irish coffee from nearby bars, and enjoy unobstructed views of the surrounding peaks and ice fields. It feels like your own private park floating through wilderness, and it's become one of Celebrity's most photographed and beloved features. The Lawn Club also hosts events like outdoor concerts, golf putting, and evening lawn games during port days. The adults-only solarium is another standout feature, giving guests a warm spa-like sanctuary with a retractable glass roof, heated pool, comfortable loungers, and peaceful ambiance. This becomes a refuge on cold, drizzly Alaska days when you want to stay warm without missing the scenery. Large windows surround the space, and the spa cafe serves healthy, flavorful dishes that feel indulgent but without being heavy. Dining is consistently strong throughout the Celebrity fleet, and Celebrity Solstice upholds that reputation admirably. The main dining room offers sophisticated dishes with thoughtful wine pairings included in your cruise fare. Specialty restaurants provide even more elevated experiences. Tuscan Grill serves premium steaks and Italian classics in an intimate setting. Murano offers French-inspired fine dining with tableside service and dishes like escargot, duck breast, and Dover sole. And Sushi on 5 has become a cult favorite, serving creative rolls and fresh sashimi with sake pairings. It's whimsical without being gimmicky, and it provides a fun contrast to the more formal specialty venues. Celebrity's service style is refined but never stiff, friendly but never overly familiar. The staff is trained to anticipate needs without hovering, creating an atmosphere perfect for couples wanting quieter, more romantic evenings, watching the sun set over the inside passage at 10 p.m. during summer months. The itineraries feature all major Alaska ports and offer scenic cruising around either Hubbard Glacier, where the ship approaches within a mile of the towering 400-foot ice face, or Dawes Glacier and Endicott Arm, a narrower, more intimate glacial experience. Many sailings are 7-night northbound or southbound cruises between Vancouver and Seward, which allows you to see more of Alaska's coastline rather than backtracking on round-trip routes. Celebrity Solstice earns the number 7 spot for its combination of premium features, calm and sophisticated atmosphere, and beautifully designed spaces that enhance rather than distract from the Alaska experience. For travelers who want refinement without pretension and scenic immersion without sacrificing comfort, Celebrity Solstice delivers exactly that. If this guide is helping you narrow down your Alaska cruise choice and giving you insights you won't find in generic cruise brochures, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps more travelers discover this detailed information, and it supports the creation of more comprehensive cruise breakdowns just like this one. Your support means I can keep making these in-depth guides for destinations around the world.
Number 6. Norwegian Encore. Norwegian Encore is one of the most activity-packed ships sailing to Alaska, and it's perfect for travelers who want entertainment, excitement, and modern thrills mixed with dramatic views of pristine wilderness. This is not your grandmother's Alaska cruise, unless your grandmother is really cool and enjoys go-kart racing while glaciers tower in the background. Encore offers features that seem almost surreal in Alaska's context. A top-deck, multi-level go-kart track where you can race at speeds up to 30 miles per hour while icebergs float past. Thrilling water slides, including the ocean loops that extends out over the side of the ship. Broadway-style productions, including Choir of Man, featuring live musicians performing in a pub setting. And an impressive virtual reality complex called Galaxy Pavilion, where you can battle aliens or race futuristic vehicles. This makes it a fantastic fit for families with teenagers who might otherwise complain about being bored on a nature-focused cruise, or for adults who enjoy a modern, energetic cruise environment alongside spectacular scenery. But despite all these adrenaline-pumping activities, Encore is also extremely Alaska-friendly thanks to its massive observation lounge located forward on Deck 15. This 2-story space takes up a significant portion of the ship's bow and provides wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling windows that create a perfect theater for glacier viewing. It's temperature-controlled, comfortable, and filled with panoramic seating, including bar stools, lounge chairs, and booth seating that helps you enjoy the scenery even when it's 45 degrees and drizzling outside. During scenic cruising days, Norwegian provides complimentary hot chocolate, coffee, and light snacks in this space, and park rangers from the National Park Service often provide live narration over the ship's PA system. Norwegian's freestyle cruising concept means there's no fixed dining times or assigned seating in the main dining rooms, which gives families tremendous flexibility. If your kids are cranky and need to eat at 5 p.m., no problem. If you want a romantic late dinner at 9 p.m. after they're asleep, that works too. The ship offers more than a dozen dining venues, ranging from complimentary options like the Taste and Savor main dining rooms and the Garden Cafe buffet, to specialty restaurants including Cagney's Steakhouse, Ocean Blue Seafood Restaurant, Le Bistro French Cuisine, and Los Lobos serving modern Mexican dishes. Encore's itineraries often include Glacier Bay National Park, one of the most iconic and environmentally protected areas in the entire Alaska cruise region. Glacier Bay permits are strictly limited by the National Park Service to only 2 ships per day during cruise season, meaning access is competitive and valuable. When your ship enters Glacier Bay, park rangers board to provide educational programming throughout the day as the ship glides past multiple tidewater glaciers, including the stunning Marjorie Glacier. The bay itself is a relatively recent creation. When Captain James Cook sailed past in 1778, it didn't exist at all, covered instead by a massive ice sheet. The glaciers have retreated over 60 miles since then, creating this spectacular fjord system now protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The mix of freestyle dining flexibility, cutting-edge entertainment, great viewing spaces, comfortable modern cabins, and inclusion of Glacier Bay makes Encore one of the most balanced Alaska ships for modern travelers who want both adventure and relaxation. That comprehensive approach earns it the well-deserved number 6 spot on our countdown. Number 5. Celebrity Edge.
Celebrity Edge is where the rankings begin to shift into premium territory, with ships specifically designed to push boundaries and reimagine what a cruise ship can be. This vessel is one of the most innovative designs at sea in the past decade, and its forward-thinking architecture worked spectacularly well in Alaska's dramatic environment. Edge features infinite veranda staterooms, a revolutionary cabin concept that allows you to open your entire window space at the push of a button. The glass barrier between your cabin and balcony lowers electronically, transforming your room into an indoor-outdoor viewing platform. This design is brilliant for Alaska, where weather can be unpredictable. When it's nice, you get a full veranda experience with sea breeze and unobstructed views. When it's cold or rainy, you close the window and still maintain expansive vistas without stepping outside. This alone makes it one of the best cabin concepts for maximizing Alaska's scenery, regardless of conditions. The ship's architecture includes several stunning spaces that prioritize connection with the ocean and landscape. Eden is a multi-level lounge at the aft of the ship, featuring floor-to-ceiling windows that curve up and over, creating an almost greenhouse effect. During the day, it's a peaceful sanctuary with lush greenery, chaise lounges, and natural light. And in the evening, it transforms into a performance space with acrobats, aerialists, and musicians creating immersive theatrical experiences. The rooftop garden on Deck 15 offers comfortable seating, living plants, and open-air views perfect for Alaskans' long summer daylight hours when the sun doesn't fully set until after 11 p.m. But perhaps the most talked-about feature is the magic carpet, a cantilevered platform extending from the side of the ship that moves up and down to different decks depending on its function. At dinner time, it positions at Deck 5 and becomes an extension of the specialty restaurant Raw on 5. During port days, it lowers to Deck 2 to serve as an embarkation platform for tender boats. At sea, it rises to Deck 16, where it becomes a sunset bar with nothing but ocean surrounding you on 3 sides. Standing on the magic carpet while glacial mountains rise around you creates a suspended, almost surreal sensation unlike any other viewing area at sea. Edge's dining options are excellent across the board. The ship offers 4 main dining rooms included in your base fare, each with distinct decor and ambiance: Cosmopolitan, Tuscan, Cyprus, and Normandy. Specialty restaurants include Cagney's Steakhouse, Ocean Blue Seafood Restaurant, Le Bistro French Cuisine, and Los Lobos, serving modern Mexican dishes. Edge's itineraries often include Glacier Bay National Park, one of the most iconic and environmentally protected areas in the entire Alaska cruise region. Glacier Bay permits are strictly limited by the National Park Service to only 2 ships per day during cruise season, meaning access is competitive and valuable. When your ship enters Glacier Bay, park rangers board to provide educational programming throughout the day as the ship glides past multiple tidewater glaciers, including the stunning Marjorie Glacier. The bay itself is a relatively recent creation. When Captain James Cook sailed past in 1778, it didn't exist at all, covered instead by a massive ice sheet. The glaciers have retreated over 60 miles since then, creating this spectacular fjord system now protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The mix of freestyle banding flexibility, cutting-edge entertainment, great viewing spaces, comfortable modern cabins, and inclusion of Glacier Bay makes Encore one of the most balanced Alaska ships for modern travelers who want both adventure and relaxation. That comprehensive approach earns it the well-deserved number 6 spot on our countdown.
Bonus tip. As promised earlier, here's a bonus tip that can save you a significant amount of money on your Alaska cruise booking without sacrificing the quality of the experience. If you sail during the shoulder seasons in late April, May, or September, you can often save between 30 to 50% compared to peak summer pricing in June, July, and early August. These shoulder season months are less crowded both on board and in ports, meaning you won't fight for a spot at the ship's rails during glacier viewing, shore excursions won't be overbooked, and popular Alaska attractions like the White Pass Railway or Mendenhall Glacier will have fewer visitors. The weather is admittedly cooler, expect temperatures in the 50s rather than the 60s, and you might encounter more rainy days. But Alaska is moody and dramatic in these conditions, and many photographers actually prefer the atmospheric quality of light during these months.
wildlife can actually be more abundant during shoulder seasons. May is prime time for migrating whales returning to Alaska's waters. September sees bears actively feeding before hibernation, and you'll catch the beginning of fall colors painting the hillsides in gold and crimson. The summer crush of cruise ships in June and July can actually make wildlife more elusive, while quieter months allow nature to behave more naturally. Booking early, ideally 12 to 18 months in advance, can also lock in prices before they rise and secure your preferred cabin category before the best options are taken. Many cruise lines offer early booking discounts or reduced deposits for guests who commit far in advance. Conversely, if you're flexible and brave, last-minute bookings within 60 to 90 days of sailing can sometimes yield incredible deals as cruise lines discount remaining inventory, though you risk limited cabin selection. Now let's get into the top 4, where the Alaska experience reaches elite levels. Number 4, Holland America Eurodam. Holland America has been sailing to Alaska for over 75 years, and Eurodam showcases everything the line does best when it comes to this spectacular destination. This ship combines warmth, comfort, culinary quality, and destination-focused enrichment in a way that very few mainstream cruise lines can match. When you sail Holland America to Alaska, you're not just visiting ports. You're being educated about them, immersed in their culture, and given context that transforms sightseeing into genuine understanding. On board Eurodam, you'll discover cultural presentations by local historians and naturalists who bring Alaska's complex history to life. You'll attend sessions on indigenous peoples and their centuries-old relationship with this land. You'll hear stories from park rangers and geologists about the formation of glaciers and the retreat caused by climate change. This enrichment programming deepens your appreciation of Alaska beyond the usual surface-level sightseeing, and it's all included in your cruise fare rather than sold as premium experiences. The atmosphere aboard Eurodam is elegant and peaceful, making it ideal for mature travelers, couples seeking romance, or anyone who appreciates a slower pace without frenetic activity screaming for your attention. There are no water slides, go-karts, or rock climbing walls here. Instead, you'll find classical music performances in the Queen's Lounge, art lectures in the Crow's Nest Observation Lounge, and peaceful afternoons in the Greenhouse Spa or the teak-wrapped promenade deck. Eurodam's dining program is one of its strongest features and a major reason Holland America has such loyal repeat guests. The Fresh Fish Initiative brings locally sourced Alaska seafood on board daily at each port of call, offering some of the freshest salmon, halibut, and Dungeness crab dishes available anywhere, let alone at sea. The Pinnacle Grill is the ship's premium steakhouse, but it also features outstanding seafood preparations. The main dining room offers regional Alaska dishes as rotating specials, and the Lido Buffet includes an entire station dedicated to fresh catches prepared multiple ways. Beyond the food, service aboard Holland America tends to be warm, professional, and characterized by long-tenured crew members who return season after season. You'll notice Indonesian and Filipino crew members who've been with the company for decades, creating a level of professionalism and genuine hospitality that can't be faked or rushed. Itineraries are consistently excellent, often including Sitka with its Russian Orthodox Cathedral and Raptor Rehabilitation Center, Icy Strait Point, which is owned and operated by the Huna Totom Corporation, representing the native Huna Tlingit people, Juna with its thriving art scene and nearby whale watching opportunities, and most impressively, Glacier Bay National Park, which Holland America has special permitting relationships with due to its long history in Alaska. Some itineraries also venture to more remote ports like Haines or to Canadian ports like Victoria's Butchart Gardens. Holland America also features their Glacier Guarantee program, which offers future cruise credit if your ship is unable to visit a promised glacier on the published itinerary due to weather or other unforeseen circumstances. This guarantee demonstrates the company's confidence in their Alaska operations and their commitment to delivering the iconic experiences guests book for.
Between the outstanding food, thoughtful cultural enrichment, impeccable service, and deep Alaska expertise built over 3/4 of a century, Uradam earns a well-deserved number 4 ranking. For travelers who value substance over flash and want to truly understand Alaska rather than just photograph it, Holland America delivers an experience that resonates long after de-embarkation. Before we enter the top 3 Alaska cruises, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Tell me which Alaska cruise line you're leaning towards after watching this video. And more importantly, what kind of traveler you think you are. Are you an adventure seeker who wants dog sledding on glaciers and helicopter tours? A foodie who prioritizes fresh seafood and premium dining? A culture lover who wants indigenous storytelling and historical context? Or are you scenery obsessed and just want the best viewing spaces and most dramatic glacier encounters? Your comments help other travelers decide what's right for them too, so share your thoughts below. Number 3, Discovery Princess, Royal Princess. Princess cruises and Alaska go together like glaciers and fjords. They're so naturally paired that it's hard to imagine one without the other. Princess has been the love boat sailing to Alaska since the 1970s, and that decades-long relationship shows in every aspect of their operation. Discovery Princess and Royal Princess continue that legacy with elegant ships, thoughtful enrichment programs, and excellent scenic cruising options that have made Princess the standard bearer for Alaska cruising. Both ships featured the Piazza Atrium, a multi-story Italian-inspired central hub where live musicians perform throughout the day, cafes serve specialty coffees and pastries, and intimate bars create warm gathering spaces. The design encourages social interaction and creates a European village atmosphere that feels especially cozy during Alaska's cooler evenings. You'll find yourself naturally gathering here before and after shore excursions, making new friends and sharing the day's adventures. Princess offers its signature North to Alaska enrichment program on board, bringing local authors, naturalists, chefs, and even Iditarod dog mushers to share stories, demonstrations, and presentations. These aren't generic cruise ship entertainers pretending to know Alaska. These are authentic voices who live there, who have dedicated their lives to understanding this wilderness, and who offer perspectives you simply can't get from a guidebook. One of the most beloved events has become the Puppies in the Piazza, where actual sled dog puppies from Iditarod racing kennels are brought on board for guests to meet, hold, and photograph. These fluffy ambassadors steal everyone's hearts, and the mushers who accompany them share fascinating stories about training for the 1,000-mile race across Alaska's frozen tundra. It's the kind of authentic cultural connection that transforms a cruise from a vacation into an immersive experience. Both Discovery Princess and Royal Princess offer strong itineraries with 7-night round-trip voyages from San Francisco, Los Angeles, or Vancouver, or longer 10-day options that venture farther north. Most itineraries include Glacier Bay National Park on many sailings, which is considered one of the crown jewels of Alaska cruising. Glacier Bay's protected status and limited permits make access valuable, and Princess's long history with the National Park Service ensures reliable access. When you cruise through Glacier Bay, park rangers board at dawn and remain throughout the day, providing live narration as you pass 7 different tidewater glaciers, including the dramatic Marjorie Glacier, where calving events happen frequently. The ships themselves are large at 3,630 passengers, but beautifully designed with thought given to Alaska-specific viewing spaces. The Wakeview Pool at the aft provides unobstructed rear-facing views. The sanctuary is an adults-only retreat with plush loungers, thick blankets, and attendants serving light bites and signature cocktails. The Movies Under the Stars screen shows nature documentaries during scenic cruising days, allowing you to watch Alaska films while the real Alaska unfolds around you. Specialty dining options are excellent, including Crown Grill Steakhouse, Sabatini's Italian Restaurant, and the Chef's Cable Lumiere, an exclusive multi-course experience hosted in a private wine cellar setting. The main dining rooms offer Chef's Table Select reservations, giving you premium seating and personalized service without the specialty restaurant upcharge. Princess earns the number 3 spot for delivering consistent quality year after year, strong educational programs that honor Alaska's culture and ecology, and a charming atmosphere that blends comfort with authentic cultural immersion. For travelers who want tradition, reliability, and a cruise line that truly understands Alaska in their bones, Princess is hard to beat.
Number 2, Viking Orion and Viking Venus.
Viking Cruises takes second place with its adult-only all-veranda ships that provide a serene and deeply immersive way to experience Alaska. Viking ships carry around 930 guests maximum, roughly a third of the capacity of megaships, which creates an intimate environment without ever feeling crowded or chaotic. The demographic skews older and more mature, with most guests in their 50s through 70s, though younger couples seeking tranquility are increasingly discovering Viking's appeal. The design philosophy is distinctly Scandinavian. Clean lines, bright natural light, pale woods, and elegant minimalism that feels more like a contemporary Nordic hotel than a traditional cruise ship. This aesthetic pairs beautifully with Alaska's natural surroundings rather than competing with them. The color palette emphasizes whites, grays, and natural wood tones, allowing the blues and greens of Alaska's landscapes to become the visual focal point. Viking is known throughout the cruise industry for its educational focus, and nowhere is this more apparent than on Alaska sailings. On board, you'll find daily lectures by historians, marine biologists, naturalists, and glaciologists, all presented in gorgeous theaters and lounges with state-of-the-art AV equipment. These aren't generic cruise ship shows. These are university-level presentations that treat guests as intelligent adults interested in truly understanding what they're seeing. Topics might include the formation of glacial ice over thousands of years, the impact of climate change on Alaska's ecosystems, or the complex history of Russian colonization and its lasting cultural influence. Dining aboard Viking is consistently top tier, with regional Alaska dishes thoughtfully incorporated into every menu. The restaurant offers open seating dining with menus that change daily, featuring dishes like wild king salmon with dill creme fraiche, butter poached halibut, and Alaskan rockfish prepared multiple ways. Manfredi's Italian restaurant serves handmade pastas and regional Italian specialties, while the Chef's Table offers intimate multi-course tasting menus with wine pairings. All specialty dining is included in your fare. No upcharges, no gimmicks, just excellent food available whenever you want it. The thermal spa suite, also included in your fare, becomes a soothing retreat after long days exploring ports. This snow grotto features chilled mist and ice to invigorate your circulation, while the Finnish sauna and heated loungers help you relax muscles tired from glacier hiking. Having unlimited access to these facilities without paying spa day passes or per-visit fees represents significant value compared to most cruise lines where spa access costs extra. What really sets Viking apart from the competition is its thoughtfully designed itineraries that prioritize depth over breadth. While most cruise lines race through ports with 5 or 6 hour stops, Viking frequently stays late into the evening or even overnight, allowing guests more time to explore at a leisurely pace. The line visits less crowded ports like Valdez, gateway to Prince William Sound, and home to stunning Columbia Glacier, giving you Alaska experiences beyond the typical tourist circuit. Shore excursions often emphasize cultural immersion, perhaps a private visit to a totem carving studio, a meal in a local family's home, or a guided nature walk with a professional naturalist rather than a generic bus tour. Viking also eliminates much of the nickel and diming common on other cruise lines, offering a more genuinely all-inclusive experience. Wi-Fi is included throughout the ship, not just in certain areas. Beer and wine with meals are included. Specialty restaurant access is included. Shore excursion credits are often included in promotional fares. This transparent pricing means you know your true vacation cost up front rather than being surprised by hidden fees and add-ons. For travelers who prioritize quiet luxury, cultural immersion, beautiful Scandinavian design, and thoughtful itineraries over high-energy entertainment and family activities, Viking takes a well-earned number 2 spot. It's Alaska cruising for adults who want to think, learn, and truly absorb one of the world's last great wildernesses. Number 1. Royal Caribbean's Quantum Class.
And now the top spot. The best all-around Alaska cruise experience for 2025 and 2026 goes to Royal Caribbean's Quantum-class ships, specifically Anthem of the Seas and Quantum of the Seas. This ranking may surprise some people who expected a luxury line to take first place, but these ships strike the most balanced combination of scenic viewing spaces, indoor weatherproof areas, family-friendly activities, dining variety, technological innovation, and overall value. For the majority of travelers crossing multiple demographics and budgets, they deliver an Alaska experience that feels complete, comfortable, exciting, and visually rewarding. Quantum-class ships were purpose-built with cold-weather cruising in mind, incorporating lessons learned from decades of Alaska operations. These aren't repurposed Caribbean ships thrown into Alaska service. They were designed from the keel up to handle challenging weather while keeping guests comfortable and engaged with the destination. Two of the most impressive spaces on board perfectly illustrate this design philosophy. The North Star Observation Capsule is a jewel-shaped glass pod that extends on a mechanical arm nearly 300 feet above sea level, lifting guests high above the ship for breathtaking 360-degree panoramic views of the Alaskan wilderness. When you're approaching a glacier, this vantage point is simply unmatched. You can see the glacier field extending for miles, understand the geography of the surrounding mountains, and capture photographs impossible from any other cruise ship viewing area. The experience is complimentary and operates throughout scenic cruising days, with reservations available to ensure everyone gets a turn. 270 is the other signature space, a revolutionary lounge that wraps around the ship's aft with floor-to-ceiling glass spanning 2 full decks. During the day, this becomes a warm, climate-controlled theater for watching Alaska's landscapes unfold behind the ship. The aft-facing position means you can watch glaciers recede into the distance, photograph wildlife without fighting crowds at the rails, and enjoy the wake perspective as mountains frame your passage. In the evenings, 270 transforms into an entertainment venue featuring Vistarama, where 6 massive robotic screens descend and work in coordination with live performers to create immersive multimedia shows unlike anything else at sea. It's technology in service of art, and it's genuinely impressive. There's also the expansive adults-only solarium with a retractable glass roof, heated pool, and comfortable loungers where you can watch glaciers approach while staying warm and dry. The Seaplex indoor activity space offers bumper cars, roller skating, and circus school with flying trapeze, which sounds ridiculous in Alaska until you realize it gives families something fun to do on the one sea day when weather might be challenging. The Flowrider Surf Simulator remains popular with teenagers, and the Adventure Ocean Youth Program keeps children engaged with age-appropriate Alaska-themed activities. For adults seeking quieter pursuits, there are multiple specialty restaurants, including Chop's Grill Steakhouse, Izumi serving Japanese cuisine and sushi, Jamie's Italian by celebrity chef Jamie Oliver, and Wonderland, an Alice in Wonderland-themed restaurant where molecular gastronomy creates whimsical, artistic dishes. The main dining room offers excellent quality with rotating menus that include Alaska specialties. The Windjammer Buffet is massive and varied, and the Cafe 270 serves lighter fare throughout the day with gorgeous views. The accommodation options range from cozy inside cabins to innovative virtual balcony staterooms that use real-time HD screens to show the ocean view outside, creating the impression of a window even in interior cabins. Studio cabins for solo travelers eliminate the dreaded single supplement fee, and suite guests enjoy access to the exclusive Coastal Kitchen restaurant and suite lounge with complimentary snacks and drinks throughout the day. The itineraries typically include ports like Sitka, with its protected waters perfect for wildlife viewing and its rich Tlingit and Russian heritage, Juneau, where the state capitol building sits in a valley surrounded by mountain peaks, and the Mendenhall Glacier flows down to create a stunning backdrop. Ketchikan, where totem poles tell stories stretching back generations and salmon fishing defines the economy. And Icy Strait Point, offering whale watching opportunities and the chance to taste fresh smoked fish prepared using traditional methods. Many sailings include scenic cruising through Endicott Arm and Dow's Glacier, a narrow fjord where waterfalls cascade down sheer cliffs and icebergs of impossibly blue ice drift past the ship.
Thanks for watching, and may your Alaska cruise be filled with unforgettable views, calving glaciers, breaching whales, and memories that last a lifetime. Now get out there and book that cruise. Alaska is waiting.